What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another statue unboxing and review. Today we are taking a look at the Jaak statue by House of Gog. This is based on art by Pascal Blanche. I'm really excited to see this. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I'm going to explain to you more about that in a minute, but I'm very excited to get this out of the box, so let's get to it. Alright, so yeah guys, we are unboxing a statue today. This is the Jaak statue based on the art of Pascal Blanche. And as you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I'm not in my cave. And the reason why I'm not in my cave is because I'm actually remodeling it right now. And while I'm doing that, I've been allowed by my wife to come in and shoot my unboxing reviews here in the dining room area. So I'm welcoming you to another section of my house. And this is what we're going to be taking a look at today. The House of Gog Jaak statue, which I'm very, very pumped to get out of the box here. But before we get into what's in the box, let's see what comes with the box, right? So this statue runs $780. This is not a toy whatsoever. This is meant for adult collectors. And it's more of a fine art piece than it is like, say, like a comic book style piece. But I really like the sci-fi aspect of it. Reminds me a lot of the art style of Ralph McQuarrie. And the character himself, to me, has an appeal that it looks something like a Star Wars character, which I'm really into. I love the Star Wars stuff. So what you get with the statue is a small art print. I'm going to catch that on there. If you guys can't see it because of the glare, I will definitely get you a close-up that I'll add in here so you guys can see what that looks like. So you get that. You get a certificate of authenticity. This is number 105 of only 400, so only 400 of these were made. Got a certificate of authenticity right there. Very nice. I like the embossed House of Gog logo there. It's dope. Very cool. And it's got a signature from Pascal, from PA, and Hughes. Sorry, not Pascal, PA. PA's the man. All right, and then you got the assembly guide on how to put this guy together. Doesn't look overly complicated. So just a little page right there, and then you have the two possible looks, and then you have a nice hard backing so that nothing gets bent during shipping. So very, very cool. So there is the box all open, and let's take some of this out, see what we got to look at here. So we got a very big spear-like weapon right here on this side. It seems to be packaged very nice and neat. And that's what we want to see when we're spending this kind of money on a statue. We got the base, which is probably for the weapon, I believe. I think is what it's for, so you can display it on the side. I'll look over the instructions as I put it together. Probably do that like in a time lapse. You have a portrait right here with the cloak. Check out that. Looks pretty good. All right. Let's see what else we got. Material on the cloak feels nice and soft, so when it's going through shipping, less chance of breakage. And this all feels very soft too, like a very soft vinyl material almost. Very, very soft. You got the gun. There's two layers. So you got looks like the body right there. Very nicely detailed. I'm gonna get real nice close-ups for you guys in 4K. So hang out with me for that if you want to see all the close-up details. You got the base right here. You got another stand, which I think is for the portrait, and then the last portrait's over here on this end. And that's it, really. together. There's Jack. And as you can see, I hope you can see now what I mean, that it does have a very Star Wars inspired look to it. Like I could see this as being a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, you know? Let me turn the microphone around so you can get a gauge of the scale with me behind it. So it just has that look, right? You know, like you can see him maybe like her, actually it's a female, in Jabba's palace, you know? Like looks very alien, but also really very cool. I love the whole look with the cloak over the head, and you have the optional heads. I really like that they gave you 2 display stands for the optional weapons and for the optional portrait. They did the same thing with Moonstone, which I thought was a really ingenious idea. You know, other companies do this as well, but I really like that that when they do provide stuff like this, is because then you can have your extra pieces set aside next to the statue. So really dig that. But you guys want to see this up close, see what I'm talking about. So let's get real close up and personal with it, and you can take a look at it, what I'm seeing. First up, we got the base. You can see that she's standing on top of what looks like to be a skull of some kind here, giant, that she's standing on actually. And the skull has some light texturing into it, so it's completely smooth, but it's not like overly textured. It's not a high intense amount of texture. You can see some texture here on the bottom. There's a little more textured around the sides. But up on the top, it's kind of on the smooth side. You have some cracks and everything that are in there. And generally, it's just 2 colors. You know, you got this greenish gray that they have going on there, and then that bright orange. And that's what really prominently pops out on you. You know, that orange really kicks. So that looks really good. Nice texture and detail in the teeth and all of the areas here, like the eye and the crack here and everything. It gives you just the right amount of detail that you need to discern what you're looking at, but it's not so overly textured that it draws you to it with that. I think mostly what you're looking at here when you see it is the color that really makes you, you know, look at it. So very awesome look to the base. Really dig that a lot. And then moving up into Jack herself, you can see all of the fine texture and details going on in the outfit and the suit, which look fantastic. You know, you have those, like I said before, those cyberpunk style boots that she's wearing, which look rad. I mean, you have these locking mechanisms that seem to attach to her leg and everything, which makes it connect to the boots right there. I think that was really neat. You know, and you have some stitching going around on the shoe itself, which is cool. Sits into the base decently. Yeah, and it just, again, more of that 2-tone color that is, it's pretty neat. It adds the right shading that you would want, but doesn't really go too nuts with everything, you know? Again, more orange and teal. You can see there. And you start getting into like the breathing apparatus right there, the hosing. You got all of that detail right into there. Real cool looking, I guess, the oxygen tank. I'm guessing that's what that is. All right, and then you can see that there's more sculpting that goes in, the pouches and everything that hides behind the cloak. So that's cool. There's texturing in the cloak itself. Gives it that appearance of material. Looks like real material, so it's got kind of like this cross hatching. I don't know if that's picking up in the camera or not, but that's there, as well as stitching in the other parts of the cloak itself as well, which look really, really nice. Adds nice detail. Yeah, they did a really nice job with that, you know. It has some realism to it, but it's also very fantasy, you know, so it looks good. I like how the weapon sits in her hand, and then the hand itself has got a very pliable, soft material to it. So when you move the gun around it, you don't got to worry about this breaking. I still would be kind of careful, but there is a little bit of give and movement in there, so that way you can put the weapon in there without any issues. And there's the, I'm calling the Desert Nomad head. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it has that Star Wars spy vibe to it. You know, and more of that cloak that it goes around it. I think this is a really cool looking head. I like it. It's not the one that I'm gonna go with when I display it, because it just you know, it's not enough for me. You know, I like it, it's cool, but I think I like the other one better. The other one I think gives a little more pop. You know, that's what I'm looking for. So this is one of the heads that you get, which I like, but let me show you the other one. All right, so here's the other head. You can see that with the orange, I feel like it makes it pop more with the teal cloak that she has on. You can see that it's more of a female now versus the other one that makes it just look more alien. I love the hat. The hat's really cool. I like how the orange is just in that one section right there. So it makes me feel like she's on some kind of planet where the sun is very orange colored, right? Or maybe the planet's kind of orange colored. So then the light source is hitting it, you know, hitting her in the front. So that's why you see that very bright, vibrant orange just on the very front of the statue itself. So that's what I gather from that. All right, and I love the neck piece that she has on there. You know, I don't know what to call these things, but they all look really cool. And I like that, you know. And I think that's probably what people gathered when they saw, you know, first saw the works from Star Wars, that, you know, we don't know what this stuff is, but it all looks really cool. You know, I like that, you know. So moving back down, let me show you the gun. So you can see how that fits in there a little better. So you can see the detail in it. You see how the gun sits in the back like that. All right, very nice texture work in the gun and everything. And I like how it sits on the hand. Now the gun is supersized. Don't know how she would be able to hold this, but that's the weapon she's using, so it's pretty badass. So there you have it, guys. That's Jaak from House of Gog, Pascal Blanche's next piece. Really loving it. In my case, I love Star Wars and I like sci-fi stuff like this, you know, different types of things like this. So I think this is going to work really well with my Star Wars collection. And it's believable, like I said, that this could be a character in Star Wars. So I think this is going to work really well. So that's my thoughts on it. You know, can't really say anything wrong about it. It's definitely a really awesome looking statue. So thanks guys for joining me. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe if you want to see more statue reviews like this. And until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.